Let's get to the 5A ranked in Division I. You've got Dorman and Ridgeview on one side of the bracket. Cavaliers back home trying to get to the 10-win mark for the first time since back in 2019 and looking to get back to the Upper State Finals for the first time since that season. Polo Anderson and crew trailed 6-0 early in the second quarter, but he got in the face of the Blazers, and that kind of helped turn things because on the next offensive series, Meek Slidell, a twisting, twirling attack of the end zone. He didn't get in, but Jabel Thomas does. Made it 7-6 in favor of the Cavaliers as they take the lead for good. Carter Nash, part of a three-headed monster out of their backfield for most of the year. Just a freshman. What a talent he is, and he's great at baseball. Gets close, almost gets in. It sets up Slidell to Camden Miller, and the big fella pulls it down 14-6 Cavaliers as the second quarter continued. Then James Porter coming through. Junior with a sack. That set up the offense in good field position. Here's Nick Means sprinting, wanting to get to the end zone. Nash does the honors, 21-6 of the break, and Dorman moves on to a second victory in as many meetings against Ridgeview, the first since 2021, 35-14. They are indeed headed back to the Upper State Final.
They came out, we started slow a little bit, we had some adversity hit our way, and we're built to keep responding. That's what they've done all year, so just extremely proud of them, the way they played up front on both sides of the ball. We made some big plays, running backs played hard. Just really proud of this ball team. Up front, we played extremely well, you know, and then those two guys in the back, and even Isaac, who's banged up a little bit tonight, but I mean, those backs are just something special. We're practicing on Thanksgiving. That's always your goal, and we're there, so we got one more.
Yes, they do. They are moving on. Anderson was all over the place tonight. So was a Dorman defense that came in, dominating opponents. Multiple shutouts this year, and now they're moving on. Other side of their bracket, Burns and Dutch Fork. This was a defensive slugfest as Reggie Shaw, back in the Midlands, used to coach there before he came up to Burns, where he's been for nearly a decade. Looked like Jackson Knotts in the second quarter and Dutch Fork were going in, but the fumble is forced by the Rebs. They get it back. They leave Dutch Fork on the front door. Game remains scoreless. Kane Rogers later looking for receiver. Jackson Buckley gonna fumble, and Dutch Fork comes away with it. That set up a Kyle Henry touchdown for a 7-0 lead. And Dutch Fork keeps Burns off the scoreboard, ending the Rebel season at 8-4 as Dutch Fork moves on to the victory by a final of 21-0. They reach 10 wins for a 10th straight season and looking to add another state title, and Burns wrapping up with those 8 wins. Other action in the 5A Division I ranked, so it's Dorman and Dutch Fork in the Upper State Final on Thanksgiving Friday. Somerville edging Carolina Forest over in Conway. And James Island with a victory at Stratford in a battle of Charleston area teams. So James Island, Somerville on the lower state part of the bracket. 5A Division II, Gaffney and Northwestern, familiar foes. They played a bunch over the years. For years they had great battles in the old Region 2 4A. Well, tonight Banks Mountain and the Tribe trying to upset a really good and reigning state champion Northwestern team. You saw Boughton the run. Here he's going to get in the end zone. A guy who's bound to play his college football at Furman, he announced during the week. Inside handoff, and that's going to go for a touchdown for Kendaris Bailey. Gaffney hanging around in this game after Northwestern jumped out to a lead. Tribe putting up a fight, but their season comes to a close at 9-4 as Gaffney falls to Northwestern 52-45.
The great thing about football is you keep playing. You got 4 quarters to give it your all, and I think this team did exactly that. I couldn't be more proud of them. I wish we'd have won the ball game, but we didn't. We fell short. But anytime you put it all out on the line like that and you give it your all, it is what it is. I'm proud of these guys, and you know, I have no regrets, none whatsoever. We got some great playmakers on offense side of the ball. One thing that this group did, that we utilized our strength this year. You know, there are some times where we would like to pass the ball and couldn't, but we did what we thought was best, and it showed at the end. And you know, 52-45, I can't be upset about this.
He did a great job in his first year as a head coach. The Gaffney season comes to a disappointing end. Other side of the bracket at Indian Land and TL Hanna battling in Anderson. This turned out to be quite the shootout between the Jackets and their visitors from Lancaster County. Gavin Maggin going upstairs, finding Brock Cole on the touchdown, and an early advantage for TL Hanna. Later on, they take an 11-0 lead, punching into the end zone. Muhammad Farhan able to get the score. Back comes Indian Land. Sequel Patterson out of the Wildcat, able to push it on in. And after Hanna had built the lead, great catch on the receiving end. And that goes for the touchdown for Indian Land. Trying to get back in the game, the Yellow Jackets. The connection from Maggin, the hop step by Walker Kelly, that got him close. They punch it in, but Indian Land pulls it out on the road, 43-41. They end Hanna's 10-game winning streak as the Jackets finish 10-2. The visitors from afar quite happy to come on the road and get that big win.
I'm really happy for our guys. An unbelievable game. They never gave up. They had every chance, every reason to give up, and they never did. So a lot of credit to TL Hanna. It's a well-coached team, play hard. But man, those guys just had such resilience, and just really proud of the way they played.
And who knew that Indian Land's head coach was Greer head coach Will Young's stunt double? I just learned that this evening. So they move on to face Northwestern, a team from Lancaster County taking on a team from York County. That'll be your upper state 5A Division II matchup as our area teams are knocked out. White Knoll moving on. They beat Irmo, which was #1 in the 5A poll for a good stretch this season. And it'll be Berkeley and White Knoll. Berkeley and the White Knoll squad will go at it in the lower state for the 5A Division II crown.